The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time to join us this morning. This is Scott Earhart with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Do greatly appreciate you taking your time for us today. I think you're going to find a lot of value in what you're going to see today. You will get a pretty high-level view of a great tool that we've made available to you via our website, IAMSinc.com. The VRL, or as we refer to it, the Sales Resource Library available to you. And in order to do that, we have got from Financial Services Online, Meredith Copeland with us. She's going to do a great job of showing you exactly how you can use this tool in your daily practice. Meredith, can you hear us?
I can. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for your time. So before we hand it over to Meredith, I'm going to go through a few housekeeping items and then a couple of introductory slides quickly, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation. Probably the most important thing you'll hear out of my mouth today, and the first housekeeping item is the top right-hand side of your screen. That's our phone number. Our phone number here is 800-255-5055. If you have any questions on the Sales Resource Library or anything that we can be doing here at IAMS to help you in the fixed annuity markets, life markets, assets under management markets, please do not hesitate to call that phone number. We absolutely want to be talking to you. Second housekeeping item are polling questions. I'm going to launch 2 to 3 polling questions throughout the presentation today. If you would, please be kind enough to just click yes or no. We would certainly appreciate it. These give us a real good idea on a couple of programs that we offer that may be helpful to your business and your interest level in them. And then the final housekeeping item, and what I think is so good about doing these presentations with Meredith, is the questions box. You have a questions box on your screen. Meredith and her entire team are so transparent and so helpful with the Sales Resource Library. Ask any questions you have. We'll do the best we can to get them answered while we are live and in session. And if we can't get them answered while we're live and in session here today, either Meredith or I will get them answered for you post-presentation. So that being said, I'm going to get into our introductory slides and then we'll hand it over. So first thing I want to talk about here are tools that IAMS has out there to help you build your business. The first one is the Referred Producer Program. This is a great way for you to get some extra dollars, extra revenue in your pocket, and it's a great way for us here at IAMS to meet new advisors. Our business here on the wholesale side of the industry, so similar to yours there in the field, in that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued clients or you, our valued producers. So we want to make it worth your while to refer individuals over to us. When you refer an advisor over to us and they pick up any license through IAMS, we're going to send you a check for $50 just as a thank you for that referral. Now, where the real money comes in is as your referral writes business, you're going to receive a 20 basis point override on the production they're writing. That being said, I do want to go into that 20 basis point override quickly and let you know how valuable this is to you, in that we are setting up an override only, not a hierarchy. So what this means is you're going to receive that 20 basis point override, but you're not going to have the liability of setting up a hierarchy. So if your referred producer has some business go south in 6-8 months down the road and enters into a chargeback scenario, we're never going to roll that through you. We're going to handle that directly here at IAMS. So great way to get a nice override, get some extra revenue into your pocket, but you do not have to take on the liability of the other advisors. So great system there. If you can think of anyone that could benefit from doing business with IAMS, feel free to email me their information, scott@IAMSinc.com. Feel free to type it into the questions box, or when we call to follow up, let me know who they are. We'll do the best we can to get them recruited over here to IAMS and help you get on your way to earning some referred producer dollars. Below that is our most popular marketing program, and that is the Marketing Reimbursement Program. Why this is our most popular program is because it is so lucrative. Rough numbers on this are for every $100,000 that you place through insurance agency marketing services, we're going to put $100 into your marketing reimbursement account. Why it's so lucrative is we truly consider that to be your money. So we're going to let you grow that account as high as you'd like to grow it. And you're going to be able to use that account for any real marketing expense that you have. We don't force you to go through a certain vendor. We don't force you to cash it out at any certain time or cap you on the amount you can earn in that program. So if you'd like more details on marketing reimbursement, or if you'd like me to calculate where your account sits right now, or if you want to have a chat about what you could be doing with those dollars, don't hesitate to let me know. That's a great conversation to have, and I'd absolutely enjoy having it with you. New producer builder. So this is going to be geared towards an individual if this is your first introduction to us here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services, or if you're new to us. This is based on your production within your first 180 days of being licensed with us here at IAMS. And as you can see, there are 3 levels that you can cash in at, and at each level there are great options. You can see cash rewards, business building tools, personal perks, all available to you. So if you'd like to know where you stand, or if you want to have a conversation about what I can be doing to help you move up to that level you want to be at and take advantage of it, let me know. Back office support. This is the heart of who we are here at IAMS. We are a service-based organization, and that headline on the lower slide there, we help you work smarter, not harder. That is the heart of who we are. And we're going to do that with great business building tools and resources. You're going to see one of those resources here today. We've also got other great tools. IAMS Creative. You saw a couple of programs that we offer in an earlier slide. We're here for you with case design assistance and life and annuity quotes. That's my baby. One thing I do want to tout when I talk about this is we've got a lot of experience on our marketing staff. I don't want to date myself, so I won't tell you how many years we have combined, but we've been around the block a few times, and we know what we're doing. With that, we're also committed to our advisors. We know that illustrations and case design are very important for your clients and for you to present those clients and help them make the decisions they need to make. So we're going to put a 24-hour guarantee on that. The worst stories I ever hear on the industry about IMOs are, hey, I emailed or called my IMO for an illustration. 3 days later, they got it, they misspelled a name, or it was the wrong amount, something like that. That doesn't happen here. When you call into IAMS or email into IAMS or go to the website and request the illustration, we're going to get it out to you within 24 hours max. Normally, we're going to do that same day. So please don't hesitate to call us for any case design. We're going to put forms, all the forms you could ever need at your fingertips. 2 ways to do that. IAMSinc.com. If you want to go there, you can download many of the forms you need. Or again, dialing the phone number that I think is so important, 800-255-5055. When you dial that phone number, you're going to have a live person answer the phone within 3 rings, and that person will be able to assist you. If for some reason they cannot, they will transfer you directly to someone that can get you the forms you need. Top sales expertise and coaching. We've got great sales coaches throughout the country that have agreed to help our advisors grow their practice. I'll get into it a little bit when we talk about some of our live training events, but just know that we have that available to you. And paperless contracting. We are on the Efficient Forms platform, and I'd say 95% of our carriers are on the Efficient Forms platform. We all know the pain of filling out licensing agreements with separate carriers. We can get that off your plate now. What we will do is have you fill out licensing one time, submit it to us. We will upload you into the Efficient Forms platform, and anytime you need to add on a new carrier, all you have to do is let us know you want that carrier. We're going to click a button for you and get them added on. So it's a great way to save a ton of time and a ton of headache, and honestly, a lot of writer's cramp as well. So if you have any questions on paperless contracting, let us know. I mentioned the creative team earlier. Jacob and his entire team do such a good job. And I think if you haven't taken a look at IAMS Creative, you certainly should. Great resource for you. And they are right here in our office. Turnkey solutions, things that we have mocked up for other advisors that are available to you, that are ready to be customized with your information, and boom, sent out either paper copies, digitally, postcards, whatever you need. We've got a ton of it there. You can see some of the portfolio on IAMSinc.com. If you need to see more, give Jacob, Sean, anybody on the creative team a call. They can get you out proofs of what we are currently doing or what we've done in the past. We've got great agency solutions. We do have on-staff graphic designers, so we can help you create a consistent and customized brand with logo design, business cards, stationery, brochures, any advertising you're doing. One thing I will tell you here, if you have not branded yourself, your agency, your organization, whatever, however you are, a consistent brand will help you with name recognition. It will help you light years and light years down the road because of its consistency. It's something I tell you to have a conversation about. And then we've got great digital solutions for you. If you are looking for a new website, an upgraded website, a redone website, we can do that for you here. Marketing strategies for digital, whether it's getting your SEO up, doing some social media stuff, marketing to your own book, getting lists to market to outside of your own book of business, we can help with that. Online newsletters available, a lot of great things that they can do for you. So again, if you haven't had a conversation with IAMS Creative, call into the office, just ask for the creative team. We'll get you over there. Those gentlemen are really, really good at what they do, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the quality you'll see. Our website, I've hit on it a ton already, IAMSinc.com. If you haven't gone out there and created a profile, please do so directly after this webinar. That is where you will find the sales resource library that you're going to see today. That's also where you'll find a lot of the great tools that we've already been discussing. Retirement Analyzer. So I love this tool. This is my second favorite tool that we offer next to the Sales Resource Library. And the reason why this is my second favorite tool is it really, really helps our advisors close sales. What the Retirement Analyzer is a holistic look at the prospect or the client's current holdings and gives a very detailed estimate on how long that money will last them, their money will last them into their retirement years. And with a couple simple clicks of buttons, it allows you to show how much longer, how much better of a position that client or prospect will be in because they chose to listen to your recommendation or implement your product recommendation. Really, really streamlines the process and puts it out there in very easy to understand, plain language, graphs, red line, green line type of system. So Marcus Solar in our office is our point man on the Retirement Analyzer. We do have free trials available on it. So if you'd like to see more on that, give Marcus a call or let me know. I'll have Marcus reach out to you. But I definitely encourage you to take a look at the Retirement Analyzer. IAMS Wealth Management. As I talk about IAMS Wealth Management briefly here, I'm going to launch our first poll of the day. And what I'm going to ask you is if you'd like more information regarding IAMS Wealth. What happens if you click yes is you're going to get an email and a phone call from Mike Hansen, who is our onboarding specialist and one of our compliance officers over at IAMS Wealth. And he's just going to show you who we are, what we do over there, and how we might be able to help your practice. We opened IAMS Wealth a little over a year ago, and we opened it because it was a natural progression for the IMO to enter into the assets under management arenas. And what we've done is helped a lot of our insurance advisors obtain their 65 and add assets under management into their offerings for their current and new clients, and it's been a great, great success. We do have great training available to help advisors pass their 65, great partnerships out there. Mike can talk with you about that if you are not currently an IAR. Also, one thing that we found that was a pleasant surprise, I shouldn't call it a surprise, but that we've really enjoyed is we've brought on several advisors from that were already Series 65 licensed or IARs. And the reason why we've been so successful in that arena is we've gotten a lot of great feedback on the platform that we offer, the technology that we have, and the service that is available. And then, I don't want to tout this too loud and proud, but we've gotten a lot of really good feedback on our fee structure as well. So if you are currently an IAR, I'd tell you click yes, just to have Mike reach out to you, show you what the platform looks like, show you a little bit about who we are. If you're considering adding assets under management, click yes. Mike can walk you through exactly how we can help you obtain your 65 and get you on the road to putting this into practice. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and close down the polling question here. If you haven't taken the time to click yes or no, if you would please do so. Certainly appreciate everyone's participation there. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I hate to do this, but I'm going to do 2 polls back to back. And what I'm going to do is for the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about, and probably not a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes, I'm going to talk about our Life and Annuity Academy. And the reason why I'm going to do this right now is because we have our next academy coming up in October. So we are currently taking applicants for it. That being said, we do about 4, we call them Life and Annuity Academies per year. And what will happen if you click yes is you're going to get an automated email and then a follow-up phone call with more information about our Life and Annuity Academies. So what we do is we will bring in advisors on a Wednesday normally, fly in, have an evening session Wednesday, have a full day session on Thursday, have a morning session on Friday, get you back on a plane hopefully around lunchtime. Hopefully that gets you home in time for dinner is our goal. Now, this is an all expense paid training, so everything is on the IAMS dime here. We're not asking you to commit financially. What we are asking you to commit is your time, and we're going to make it very much worth your while. We're going to bring in our department heads from here at IAMS. So you're going to meet myself to go through what we do in marketing annuities, how we help our advisors grow their practice, how we help with case design, things that I talked about a little bit earlier, but we're going to get really in depth into that. Going to bring in Mark Raymakers, the head of our life team. He's going to go through everything that we're doing on the life side and how we can really help you position life insurance in some very, very unique ways. We're going to bring in Jacob, who's the head of creative team. I talked about him a little bit earlier. He's going to show you everything that creative can do. We're going to bring in Amber Williams, who's the head of our new business team. We call it submission to commission. I can tell you right now, there is no better new business team in the industry. And that's not me being biased. That's literal feedback that we've gotten. Our new business team is so good at what they do, and Amber does a great job running that team. We'll bring in Charles R. Hiring, who is the head of our RIA, IAMS Wealth, who we just spoke about. He's going to chat with you about what we can do there and give you some insight on our platform. One of the most unique things that I think about you'll see about IAMS is you're going to meet Charles M. Hiring and Stephen Murray. They are our ownership and executive team. They run the show on a daily basis here. They are the decision makers at IAMS. And what I think is so unique about that is they want to meet every single attendee. They want to have in-depth conversation with you. They want to learn about your business and make sure that we're tailoring your experience here at IAMS so that you can get the most out of doing business with us. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in at least 4 of our sales coaches from throughout the country. And in order to be a sales coach at IAMS, you not only have to talk the talk, but you must also walk the walk. And what I mean by that is all of our sales coaches are the upper 1% of commission earners or fee earners in the industry. They are very, very successful. And what these ladies and gentlemen have agreed to do is show our attendees exactly what it is they do in their own practices that make them so successful and give them the ability to take that home and implement it. So very, very valuable information there. That being said, I don't want to drag on too long here on the Academy. So if you haven't taken the time to click yes or no, if you would please do so, certainly appreciate everyone's participation there. All right. Moving on, last slide before I hand it over to Meredith, and probably one of the best ways I can ever end an introduction is talking about the 2019 IAMS Marketing Summit. We do have just under a year left for qualification. It takes 3 million in trip credits to get there. You can see a breakdown of how we calculate credits there. Going to be at the Ritz in Naples. It's a beautiful locale, beautiful hotel. If you're a golfer, we're going to play some great golf. If you are a beach goer, we've got a great beach. If you are a shopper, there is some amazing shopping. If you like the spa, my wife is so excited. She is super pumped. We've been to the spa a couple times there, and it is an amazing spot. So that being said, if you have any questions about the Marketing Summit, if you want to chat about where you're at, we do have numbers calculated through the end of July, or if you want to have a chat about what we can be doing to help you eclipse that 3 million trip credit, certainly we want to help you there. That being said, I am going to give control over to Meredith here, and we should get up and running.
Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yep, we gotcha.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I just first want to thank you guys for having me. I enjoy each and every time that I'm able to join Scott and IAMS and you guys on a webinar in the morning. So thank you for coming. Thank you for having me. And I want to add to the Naples trip at the Ritz-Carlton. I've been there. If you aren't already going, you've got to find a way to get there. It is one of the best places stateside that I think I've ever been. So you got to go, got to experience it. Lucky for me, I lost my baggage on that trip, so I got to do all the shopping too on the airline's dime. So you got to go. It's all great. You'll enjoy the whole atmosphere. So a couple of housekeeping things that I want to talk about first is you're going to have questions as they come up. And as we go through the sales resource library. So in your chat window, get on there, type the question out. Like Scott said, we'll do our best to answer it as we can on the call. If not, he or I will get back to you after our call is completed today. A couple of the pieces that I want to talk about within the sales resource library this morning are really going to position you as a financial resource for your prospects and your clients. And one of the best parts about these pieces is it really doesn't matter where these individuals are within your sales funnel. They're great pieces for both a brand new prospect that you really haven't had a meeting for, or somebody that you've been doing business with for years. So first I want to talk about where you can find the resource library. If you go to IAMSinc.com, you're going to find us under the support section, and there we are right here at the sales resource library. So if you aren't logged in, it'll take you through a login screen, and it'll take you straight to the main menu. So a lot of you guys, if you've used the sales resource library, great. If you haven't, you're probably wondering, well, what is the sales resource library? This is a library, a collection of sales tools, questionnaires, conceptual material, calculators, and so much more that are really there to help aid you in growing your practice as advisors. So as we dig in, I want to share with you guys one of my favorite quotes. It's by John C. Maxwell, and he talks about, or he states in this quote, one of the greatest values of mentors is the ability to see ahead what others cannot see and to help them navigate a course to their destination. Well, gosh, if we really think about that, that is what we do in the insurance and financial industry, right? As financial advisors, we are there to help guide them, figure out what is it that their financial dreams look like, what is the legacy they want to leave behind, and guide them there. So we do that through tough questions, really hard scenarios, life scenarios that you go through, and really it's all pieces of information that nobody wants to talk about, right? Nobody wants to talk about death around life insurance. Nobody wants to talk about what they have to do today to get to where they want to be financially tomorrow or at retirement. So a couple of the things that we're going to talk about today are really going to help you with that. It's going to position you as a resource. Once you start thinking of yourself as helping somebody, it helps take some of the pressure off of asking those hard questions. It helps take the pressure off of feeling like you need to make the sell. So it's just a great way to help you have that tough conversation with your prospects and clients. So the first one I want to dig into today are our life guides. The life guides are really a checklist. They're PDFs that you can go through to help somebody when they have a major life change within their life. And so our president and CEO just went through this. He had his dad pass away. His dad wasn't in great health, but he wasn't on his deathbed either. So it was a little bit of a shock. And even being in this business, he found himself sitting in a room with his loved ones, and they were all going, what do we do? So finally a light bulb went off. We have a life guide for that, and that is, he pulled out when a loved one dies. So it really takes you through these PDFs. There's 22 pages, so it's a lot if you're going to go through it, but it's a great resource for those who may be experiencing that. Maybe they've got a friend that is experiencing that, and you just want to give them something to show a little bit of, hey, this can help you through it. The one piece that it does not go through, that I will show kind of where you can find it separately, is a budget, but it really talks through, you know, some of the funeral instructions, who is who within that and within the family, and then also how do you get everything together, right? How do you start that planning? Because you're in shock, you are probably going through an emotional time, but that is one life guide that really helped out even one of us internally. So I'll go back, we'll look at the menu. Another one I'd like to share with a lot of the people I meet is the marriage and money. So you hear people all the time, my daughter's getting married, my son just proposed, maybe I'm getting married. And so really what this marriage and money does is it does have a wedding budget in there, in a worksheet that they can go through. But more than that, it talks about what it truly means after the wedding's planned, after the rings are bought, after you've gone on your honeymoon. Now you're back and your insurance has changed, your beneficiaries have changed, your whole financial life has changed, because now you've not only married each other, but you've married each other's income, each other's debts, and everything's coming together. And so depending on your state, that all has a little bit different in that as well, but it really takes you through that. A couple of other things, a big one, paying for college. That'll go through some of the things that you need to think about. If you've got a kid or a grandkid or maybe a loved one that is going off to college, maybe you're planning on going back. So great resources there. And you can just see that there's almost every major life change has a life guide to go with it. If we go back to the main menu and we go to financial worksheets, this is really going to be, how do you get your financial life in order? So if you think about, I always think about emergency situations, right? The house is on fire, maybe a flood's coming, maybe you've got to leave quickly for whatever reason. These are worksheets and workbooks that help you get everything together to be kind of a binder that you can grab and go. And so in here, you'll see that budget organizer that I was talking about within the when a loved one dies. That would be great. A balance sheet really helps bring the aha moment to a lot of your prospects and clients. So you can go through, see what the market value is of each account. You'll go through all of your liabilities. And it really just, it's an eye opener for people to put on paper what is coming in, what is going out, and then maybe how much they don't realize they're spending. Happens to me all the time. So this is a great way to do that as well. The financial workbook has all of these pieces right here on this left-hand side, all in one book. And so if you're wanting to just help somebody out, maybe they're moving, maybe they've got a parent that they don't really know where everything's at, they can work through this with their parents as well. So great other resource to really just be an eye-opener. The one thing I do like about this is you can give it to somebody as a truly just helpful documentation. You can couch it that way, and then when you follow up with them to see how it went, how it worked, do they feel better, they're going to self-realize and self-examine themselves and realize they've got holes in their financial picture today. And so those holes are going to help lead naturally into questions for you. So it's a great way to have those hard questions. What does your life insurance look like? What does your savings plan look like? Do you have any retirement? Those hard questions that people don't like to talk about, it's going to be right there. They're going to kind of ease into why you're asking that. I always like to say, couch everything with let's do this together. What a great and powerful word the word let's is compared to you should do this. So let's do it. Really put you in a position where you can help them. And I think we all probably do that. It just always is a great reminder for us. So after they've kind of come to this realization going through this workbook, another great, a little bit deeper dig would be the financial snapshot. I want to think of a financial snapshot as really a picture in time, right? It's a bird's eye view, and you can see what this snapshot maybe looks like. So we've talked about when a loved one dies, we've talked about life insurance and maybe some of those things. We've got cash needs at death and income needs at death. So if you've got a spouse that has passed away, yes, you've lost the love of your life. You've got to bury them. You've got to go through the funeral expenses and all of that. But any of you guys who have ever had the life insurance conversation with a prospect or a client knows that that is not the end of the way your life has changed. Your life has changed a lot on the emotional piece, but now you've got to figure out a way forward, losing half of that income, a way forward that may drastically change the way you look and the way you live today. The other thing that I like to think about is, I know it says death on there, but a lot of the same questions and snapshots within that, maybe don't share it with somebody who's not going through the death, but the same thing happens when you go through a divorce, right? So you can go through and really talk about what are some of the additional needs you may need when you're splitting a home. So we don't have a financial snapshot of that. I don't think anybody probably gets married to plan on divorce, but that is pretty much what's happening, right? You're losing half of the finances you're used to. And so you can go through this. You can really kind of twist it a little bit to meet other scenarios. And then as you go back and you see that main menu, there's a lot. College savings snapshot. Are you on plan? Colleges are getting more expensive each and every year. And there's more programs and there's more books that they always have to buy. You would think that they're going a little bit more digital, and they are slightly, but not as much as we would like. So great ways to look at this. There's also another budget organizer and another balance sheet piece. So again, another eye-opening tool that can be used softly with prospect or client. If we go back to the main menu, there's two pieces that I really like that are really more educational based, and that is going to be concept pages and client presentations. Client presentations can be used in a multitude of different ways. I like it best when you're going through it with your prospect or your client, but it can also, I've got a lot of agents that use this tool in expos that they do. They use the tool in chambers. They'll go out and they'll actually create a seminar setting for themselves where they can be the guest speaker and really go through each one of these. So for you guys with the retirement and life and annuities, there's all types of lessons in here. So you could do a lesson in life insurance. There's both with and without variable products. There's universal products that you can cover in here. There's also a lesson in annuities with and without variable products, fixed annuities, variable annuities. And really what you find is it's normal for us to think about this stuff on the financial advising piece. But when you start getting out there, prospects and clients, you're going to see their eyes just glaze over. And they're not going to understand exactly everything that you know. And so kind of help them, help share some of that knowledge. You can do that through the client presentation. We'll pull up a lesson in annuities so you can see what these look like. When you get to the report, it's going to ask you if you want to save or view. All of our PDFs are going to do that when you start saving them. I'm going to hit view for the time being. When you hit save, it'll save it in a PDF reader, something like Adobe. So right now it's just bringing it up within the Chrome window that we have here. And so you can see that it takes you through all of your earning power. What are the objectives? What is an annuity? And then it takes you through all the different types of annuities that you can see. So great educational piece. Again, I always think that with education comes a lot of self-awareness. And once people become self-aware of where they are in their financial situation, they're going to figure out real quick if they're where they want to be or if they need to do more. And so again, another real easy way to kind of guide you in and to build your prospecting pool. So I would say really great prospecting piece, great handout piece if somebody's wanting it. Great way for you to maybe just pick up and see, you know, are there some pieces I just want to point out in a meeting or maybe in a quick guest speaking situation. The other one, back out here, that I wanted to talk about was concept pages. Another great educational tool for your prospects and clients. And these are going to be one-page quick descriptions of a financial concept that maybe you're able to do within your office. And so if we go over here to retirement, you're going to see life insurance and retirement and annuities along with, you know, just general retirement needs. If we click on annuities, it's going to bring up another menu. So really it's a pick whatever one fits you best at that particular time, but you can see that just about everything, every question, every scenario that somebody could think about to ask when it comes to annuities is right here. I used this the other day on my husband. He was really, you know, had a lot of questions about annuities. I am not licensed anymore. I did kind of take it through him a little bit, but he's not one that learns by listening only. He likes to read it. He really likes to look at it. And so I printed off a couple of these pages for him, allowed him to look at them. And it was so much different, the knowledge he had after he read it himself versus me telling him. And then combining the two was just a great piece for him. So don't just tell them, show them. Give them something that they can read, something that they can actually walk out with. And that's right in here. So I'll just click on here so that you can see what it looks like. The what is annuity concept page. We'll view the presentation real quick, and you can see it's just a one-page PDF document that goes through really, you know, the high-level pieces of what is an annuity. And as you dig into more specific questions, it'll dig into more specific answers. All conceptual, all educational, and so it's not pushing one particular annuity over another. It's strictly just explaining that. So as we back out here, is there anything that you guys want to see? I've got one more that I want to show you. So we'll go back to the main menu. If there's anything that you guys want to see, if you've got any questions, now would be a great time to put those in. We're going to have quite a bit of time at the end of this to answer some questions. So really flood me with questions. I love to answer them. The last piece that I'd like to share, and it's specifically most valuable at the end of a year, usually, I guess, in second half of the third quarter to the fourth quarter, definitely in the first quarter, but it's really the tax information. We like to put out a tax table and tax digest for you guys as soon as possible. Last year really kind of threw us for a loop. If we remember, towards the end of the year, the government was trying to change the tax code, did and didn't, and then right at the very end of the year, after everybody kind of thought they were where they were going to end up with some tax planning for the next year, the government threw us a curveball, and we were able to get you guys a new tax digest out in less than 24 hours. So we're on top of it for y'all. We make sure that you guys have the most current information, and we like to be the first ones out there. And so as you go to the tax tables, you can see that there's a lot of different ones. We'll compare 17 and 18 as being the current So next year, once we hit January, the current will be 18 and 19. But you can see on here, it's just a real quick and easy tax table for people to see where they are. There's tax tables for income rate. There are tables for charitable giving. So if you're helping with any tax planning, if you're using any type of retirement to, as taxes being a kind of benefit of going into that retirement piece, these are great ways to kind of show them where they're going to be. And we usually try to get those out as soon as we can. I think last year we got it out mid-October. Got you a second one. What was that? Was that Thanksgiving or Christmas? Right around the holidays when they ended up changing it. So you'll be watching for those, be seeing the news as they come out. But we really try to get those out early so that as you're helping with any tax planning, that you can see those. The other things that you can see is you can see the archive. So this is what I like to see. Right now, we are going back as far back as 95 on these tax digests. So a great way to go back and see how things have changed. Probably not going to go all the way back to 95, but you can go back a couple of years and see what has changed for them, or maybe how their income has changed and how that's affected them on the tax piece. So a little bit of tax planning prep there. Those are my top pieces. Those are great, I think, for anybody within the sales funnel. Another piece that I don't touch on very often, but that you'll get a lot of clients ask you about, are going to be specimen documents. And these are really more there to help them understand some ideas that they can talk to their legal advisors for. And they're really just forms that you can fill out. So if you've got anybody that is going through any buy-sells with their business, executive benefit planning, they can go through that. And then executive planning, you've got some joint living trust in here, some living trust, and kind of what that looks like. So those are great resources for you. May or may not lead to a sale, but it would definitely add value to your practice for those prospects and clients. So that is really everything that I wanted to cover today. I flew through it, got you guys through it in about 20 minutes. So do we have any questions so far?
I do have a couple that came in
Okay.
quickly here. First one I'm going to handle on my own, Meredith. An individual had some concerns about when he searches for us. If you are searching, using the Google machine, and you simply type in IAMS, IAMS, you are going to get redirected to dog food. They are a slightly larger company than we are, so we have not been able to buy just the IAMS domain. So our domain is IAMS Inc. IAMSINC.com is where you can find the sales resource library. So yeah, just so everybody is clear on that. And Meredith, I had a question come in, and I don't know if you have any documents on the VRL or Sales Resource Library that pertain to single premium life, but we do have an individual asking about single premium life. Is there anything on the Sales Resource Library about SPL?
Okay, so the first place I always like to go to when people talk about different types of annuities, different types of life insurance, would be in the concept pages. I don't have anything right off the top of my head, Scott, but we can definitely look real quick. I'm hoping my screen is keeping up with you guys.
It absolutely is.
Okay, it doesn't. Let me send you some stuff, Scott, on what we can find if we've got anything specific to single premium.
Okay.
I thought it would be under the types of life insurance, but we can definitely look into that, and I can see what we've got and send that to you.
That's fantastic. And if the question was regarding specific carriers or what we're doing, very specific stuff, under the product section, you can see that tab on the top of Meredith's screen. You can click life insurance there. And, yep. And you don't have to click it, Meredith. I don't want to take us away from the Sales Resource Library, but there would be specific IAMS information on single premium life there. And then the next section or next question I had come in, do you guys have anything on hybrid proposals within the VRL?
What do they mean by hybrid proposals?
Anything to do with mocking up rate history or anything like that? Not sure if you guys get into that at all.
I think that might be a little bit deeper than
Sure.
where we are.
Sure.
I can definitely see if we've got anything. If we do, it's still going to be on the conceptual kind of educational piece.
Yep.
In general, but it won't be client specific.
Gotcha.
To rate changes.
And I am not, I promise I'm not trying to take anybody away from the sales resource library when I say this, but if you are looking for information with hybrid proposals, we do have that information. Again, under, I believe, products. If you click on annuity or life, that will take you over to our quote engines. You can get there. So if we can help you in that fashion, please know that that is available. And then I think this is the last one I had come in. Do you guys have any information on Social Security within the VRL?
As it pertains to
I don't really know.
Retirement, probably.
Yeah, probably retirement.
So the way that a lot of that is probably going to fall into is when you start talking about retirement needs. If you go into, right now we are in the one pagers, it will bring up kind of what is that coming in that you may have from Social Security. It'll also kind of, talk about the odds of living and how long that Social Security may look like. You're probably going to find most of that stuff, if it has anything to do with Social Security, in the priority planning concept, the fact finders, and some of the financial snapshots. And it's really going to bring it up specifically as being part of that retirement they already have going. So if you've got somebody who's working, they're probably going to have somewhere like a 401k or some type of, maybe they're lucky enough to still have a pension. There's not as many out there as there used to be. But they'll bring it up and then also bring up, okay, what do you expect to get from Social Security? There's really not a whole lot of planning that is Social Security specific, but it does bring it in as you're looking at a whole picture of the retirement needs.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And that, I believe, brings me, and I'm just clicking through some things here, but I believe that is the end. Yep, that looks like the last question I had. So we are
okay.
We are good. I appreciate you taking some extra time for questions for us, Meredith. Really do.
Absolutely.
That being said, I do want to thank Meredith specifically. Oh, I'll let you do your sign off.
No, I just wanted to put this up there. I know questions are going to come up probably. There may be some more things that you want to learn about. And so if there's any more questions, anything that you specifically want to dig deeper into, Scott and I are always working together to see what is it that we can bring to you guys to help you add value in your office and in your practice. And so if you have any of those, if they're VRL specific, you can email them to me. If they aren't VRL specific and I get the question anyway, I'll definitely share it with Scott either way so that we can make sure that we're both of our teams are working together to get you those answers. But outside of that, I appreciate you guys having me today.
Right. Absolutely. I thank you so much for the time, Meredith, and to each and every one of you that took 50 minutes out of your day to join us. We know 50 minutes on a webinar with us is 50 minutes where you're not out selling and prospecting, so we do greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. Go out, have a great sales day, and I look forward to speaking with all of you very, very soon.